Hello and welcome to 7 Startups educational video series. Today we'll talk about the science of building products users love. When it comes to growth, conversion rate and churn are the heavyweight metrics to measure. This interplay largely determines how quickly a business will expand. While many people tend to view this interaction in a mathematical and calculated manner, we believe you should also consider the human aspect in the early stages of a startup. Startups usually have an intimate interaction with their users, driving different perspectives on how to build products that will drive growth. Let's look at examples of how this human approach has been executed well in the past to apply these lessons to your own growth strategy. We'll analyze the connections startups form with their users and discuss examples of when this process is handled effectively. We firmly believe that the key to achieving unicorn status lies in the ability to stick to the values of acquiring the first customer. With this as the North Star, the remaining pieces of the puzzle fit together. When building a product, the kernel is to identify a problem or need that needs to be addressed, either for yourself or others. In either case, the goal is to develop a solution that effectively addresses the gap identified. We'll now talk about building a product that people have a strong emotional connection to, acquiring new users, the Four Horsemen, building software that is user-friendly, the importance of effort and energy, and the 3 ways to achieve market dominance. One approach for building a product that people have a strong emotional connection to is to consider the dynamics of real-world relationships and apply them to the way you build your product. For example, when acquiring new users, consider approaching it as if you are trying to start a romantic relationship. This means putting effort into getting to know the user and showing them why your product is the right fit for them. And for existing users, treat them like a successful marriage by constantly working to improve and strengthen the relationship, making sure they're happy and satisfied with the product. Acquiring new users is similar to dating. First impressions are crucial. Similar to how we have origin stories for our relationships, startups have stories about how they were founded, what inspired them, and what their mission is. These stories are important. Humans are inherently inclined to form relationships, and we tend to assign characteristics, personalities, and expected behaviors to the things we interact with, be it cars, clothing, or tools and software. Apply this when building a product or acquiring new users. First-time interactions hold a lot of weight in terms of success or failure. In software, first impressions are often crucial, and companies put a lot of effort into their marketing efforts to make a good first impression. Smart product managers inherently understand the importance of creating memorable moments throughout the user journey, not just at the first interaction. These moments include the first email received, the first login experience, links, advertisements, and the first interaction with customer support. These are all opportunities to lure the user and create a positive experience that will make them want to continue using the product. Before a product launch, there is a sense of excitement and limitless potential. Technical founders often feel that the work they are doing is flawless, and they are in a state of euphoria. However, once the product is launched, the realities of the business set in, and other important tasks must be addressed. To return to this initial state of euphoria, technical founders may begin to push aside these other responsibilities and delegate them to others in the company, perceiving them as less important. Integrate values such as responsibility, accountability, humility, and modesty into software development through a method called support-driven development, SDD. SDD is a simple approach to creating high-quality software where the entire team is required to participate in customer support. This approach allows for direct feedback to be incorporated into software development, resulting in benefits such as faster issue resolution and improved customer satisfaction. According to John Gottman, the Four Horsemen, which include criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling, are major causes of relationship breakdowns. Criticism is when a person focuses on overarching issues rather than specific issues. Contempt is when someone intentionally insults another person. Defensiveness is when someone avoids taking accountability and makes excuses for their actions. Stonewalling is when someone shuts down and stops communicating. Gottman states that stonewalling is one of the most detrimental things that can happen in a relationship. In customer support, These behaviors can lead to negative customer experiences and high rates of churn, especially in the early stages of startups. It's crucial to avoid criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling in order to maintain healthy relationships and retain customers. Users' emotional state is just as important as the technical details of their problem. One way to address this disconnect is to include a drop-down menu in the form asking users to indicate their emotional state. This can help users express their emotions and may lead to more rational and pleasant communication with support teams. It can also reduce the use of emotive languages like exclamation marks, curse words, and all caps in written communication. This small change can improve the overall experience for both users and support teams. Designing software that is user-friendly and intuitive is crucial for its success. Research has shown that there is a direct correlation between the amount of time spent interacting with users in real time and the quality of the design. Experts like Jared Spool recommend a minimum of 2 hours of direct exposure to users every 6 weeks to maintain good design. Jared Spool also has a way of describing how products are built. He uses a spectrum to represent all the knowledge needed to use an app. On one end is no knowledge, and on the other end is all the knowledge needed. The gap between the user's current knowledge and the target knowledge is what he calls the knowledge gap. The only way to fix this gap is to either increase the user's knowledge or decrease the amount of knowledge needed to use the application. Adding new features only increases the knowledge gap and does not necessarily lead to a more intuitive app. When everyone in a company is constantly working on customer support, it can have a positive impact on growth. This is because growth is a function of both conversion and churn. The slight difference between new users and downgrades is crucial for growth. It's important to remember that a 1% increase in conversion rate and a 1% decrease in churn have the same impact on growth, but the latter is often easier and cheaper to achieve. But many startups neglect this aspect and only focus on it later on and assign their B team to work on these projects. In relationships, it's important to constantly put in effort and energy to maintain them. Similarly, in a business setting, showing customers that you care about them can be done through various means, such as creating a blog or newsletter. These efforts may not always be effective in reaching all of your customers. One solution to this problem is customer alerts, to update users of new features and updates by tracking their login activity and comparing it to the implementation of new features. In the article, The Discipline of Market Leaders, by Michael Treacy and Fred Wiersema, they argue that there are 3 ways to achieve market dominance: offering the best price, having the best product, or providing the best overall solution. Companies that focus on logistics, like Amazon, aim for the best price, while those that prioritize R&D, like Apple, strive for the best product. The third path, offering the best overall solution, is achieved by being customer intimate and is followed by luxury brands and the hospitality industry. This approach does not only require money, but prioritizes humility and manners, making it accessible for startups at any stage of their growth. In conclusion, we believe building a product that users will love is a complex process that requires a deep understanding of the user's needs and pain points. The key to success is to approach product development with a user-centric mindset, gathering feedback and incorporating it into the development process. The use of design thinking and user research methods can help to identify the user's needs, validate assumptions, and drive innovation. Additionally, it's crucial to continuously test and iterate the product to ensure that it meets the user's needs and is easy to use. By focusing on the user, companies can create products that are not only functional but also delightful to use, which will ultimately lead to a loyal user base and long-term success. Check out our website if you'd like to know more about 7startup, and be sure to watch the rest of our educational videos. Thank you for watching.